Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here with a wig update for you guys. I'm here to bring you an update on Wille Bolero. Now that I've had her about a month, I've worn her, I would say 10 to 12 times, and I'd love to tell you how she's doing. So if you want to know more about this, stick around for the rest of this video. Bolero is on my head right now, and I have Bolero in the color Rosewood Rooted. And I did review this wig. It was sent to me by Continental Wigs in the UK so I could review her. I will stick a link to that video in the description so you're able to see my full review of Bolero and what my initial impressions of her were back when I reviewed her. I have been wearing a ton of this wig. For me, a ton is multiple times a week because I do like to change my wigs out a lot. And because I'm doing a heat-friendly series where I'm going to be digging deep into heat-friendly wigs, wearing them a lot, and bringing you guys videos on how they're holding up and the things I'm learning, I've decided Bolero is one of the handful of wigs that I'm going to use for that series. And so I've been wearing her a lot. So I didn't track how much I was wearing her in the very beginning because I hadn't decided to do the series yet. But since I decided to do the series, I have started tracking her, and I can tell you with confidence that I've worn her 8 times, and about 5 of those times have been at least 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours, I guess at least 12 hours. I do need to sleep, but I'll like put a wig on at 9 a.m. and then I won't take it off until 9 or 9:30 p.m. at night or later. So it depends on the day. But I have worn her for long periods of time. Prior to that, I want to say I wore her a handful of times prior to that. Some for just a few hours, some for longer. I just didn't really track it. But if I had to guess, I've worn this Bolero about 12 to 15 times now. Definitely enough that I can bring you an update and let you know how she's wearing. So let me show you Bolero from all sides so that you can see what she looks like currently. I'll tell you what I've done to her as well and how I've been caring for her. All right, so first thing is I do comb Bolero. So depending on the curly wig that I own, sometimes I don't comb curly wigs. This one I have combed with a wide tooth comb, and I've noticed that some of the curls have relaxed. So if you go back and watch my review of her, the curls are a lot more pronounced in the front and in the back. She still has curl for sure, but it has relaxed a little bit, and I actually really like how the curl has relaxed into its style. I love the way that this one looks and could not be happier actually with how she's wearing. So where's my comb? So I can show you what I've been doing. So I take my wide tooth comb, always a wide tooth comb on most wigs, but on heat-friendly wigs for sure you want to use a wide tooth comb. It does not have to be a John Renault comb. I really love these combs and they're my preferred type, but anything with a wide tooth is fine. And what I do with Bolero is I comb through, especially at the end of the day after I've worn her, and I kind of go comb through, and I'll use my fingers too. I kind of do a combination of comb and fingers, and then I just sort of bounce those curls back into place. And that has been doing awesome with this wig. It's really responding well to that kind of treatment. So combing through and then bouncing, kind of scrunching in some of those curls back. And then I comb through the back as well, and I do the exact same thing. So I run it through, and then I just kind of fluff up those curls again. It's just really responding well to this kind of treatment. I have not been using any conditioning products on this wig yet. I haven't sprayed it with any conditioning products at all. I don't like to do that very often with wigs. I've shared that in previous videos. I just think the more product you add to wigs, the less they behave normally, the more dirty they feel, and the more often you have to wash them, even conditioning products, because wigs are not porous. They don't absorb any of the product that you put on. So when you put a conditioning product on, I think the thought is that you're, kind of re-moisturizing those fibers, but in reality, what you're actually doing is you're just coating them. And that can help them to feel better and look better, depending on what's wrong with it and what you're trying to achieve. But over time, all you're doing is continuing to add to that coating. I just don't like to do that with my wigs. And I wanted to treat the heat-friendly wigs the same way that I treat my regular synthetic wigs, and see how they do. Can I treat them the same, or do I need to do something special and different with them? So far, this has worked well. And actually, I have not washed Bolero yet, and I'm not actually sure when I'm going to wash her. She feels really good. She's behaving really, really well, and I'm very pleased with her so far. And I haven't put her on at all and thought, oh, she feels dirty or she needs a wash. So I'm just going to gauge when it's time to wash her by what I've shared in previous videos: how she looks, how she acts, and how she smells. That's kind of my three-way test to determine when a wig needs to be washed. And I just don't think she looks, acts, or smells bad. So we're going to keep on going, and I'll probably wear, another at least couple of times before I wash her. I just haven't felt the need to do that. I do notice that the fibers are starting to feel a little bit dry, and that is a product of, having been worn so many times, exposed to the air, because she's in regular rotation for me and I'm wearing her. This is my third day in a row of wearing her all day. And so I'm just hanging her up on a, little wig thing out right in my bedroom on my wall, and so she's exposed to the air all the time. That will cause a wig to start to feel dry. I highly recommend that you store your wigs in a box or your closed container if you're not currently in rotation of wearing, just to protect those fibers from the air. And in Minnesota here, we're starting to dry out with the change of season, and so the air is getting kind of dry in the house. And so I do feel like she's starting to feel a little dry. I don't think she's any worse looking, so I don't think that's impacting her negatively. It's just something I've noticed. And I know some of you, especially if you're new to the wig journey, any changes in your wig, maybe it may be surprising, maybe unwelcome, or it may indicate to you that there's something wrong with your wig. I really don't have a problem with wig fibers starting to feel dry. I expect it. It happens with all wigs. And so I really gauge it more on how it looks, acts, and smells versus how it feels. I mean, we want our wigs to feel soft and smooth and silky and like human hair. But the reality is it may not feel that way and still look as good as ever. So I just don't think the way a wig feels is a good gauge of how well it's doing. That's my personal opinion. What else have I done? So I did pluck the part a little bit. I'm doing that more and more with wigs. I just think it makes them look a lot more realistic when you can see a more defined part line. Again, it's a personal preference. It's my personal preference. It certainly isn't the right way necessarily to do it. And then I put a little bit of makeup on, and I actually just touched that makeup up a little bit. So it's looking a little dark in my camera because I just did it, touched it up. It's going to fade some. The more I wear it, the more I play with it, it'll fade a little bit. And so it might look a little pronounced right now. And that's just because I was just messing around with her and I just touched up that makeup a little bit. But I do have a video where I kind of show you how to do those things if you haven't done them yet. It's a Tip Tuesday, and I can link that in the description. I have also sort of, as I get stray fibers in the front, I have been sort of just pulling those hairs out as the hair is settling in to how it wants to lay. And that has, I think, resulted in being a little bit thinned out in the front here, which I really like. And that's just an organic thing that happens as I wear it. So far, I've not taken any heat to her. I've not done any alternative styling except for, combing and then putting in a little bit of that makeup and plucking the part. But this is just how she is after wearing this many times. Definitely a very cute style, very wearable. The density is awesome. Without any permatease. I mean, I can feel right to cap when I do this. There's just no permatease in this one. And it just makes it really lightweight and wearable. I'm just enjoying it very, very much, just like it is. I don't really feel the need to put it up in clips. I really just wear it like this whenever I wear it, and it's just great. This part of the wig, I've toyed with the idea of trying to maybe straighten this part or flip it in versus out, but I really just haven't wanted to mess with it, so I've just been wearing it like it is. Let me do another spin and so you can see one more time. It's comfortable, it's lightweight, it's not at all hot. It is wearing great and is super cute. So that's my update of Bolero, and I'll continue to bring you updates on this piece and some of the other heat-friendly styles as I think about how to structure that heat-friendly series and what I think will be most helpful. But I did want to bring you an update on this one since I am wearing it so much, and I think it's so helpful to see how a wig does over time. And I don't get that opportunity a lot with wigs since I do wear a lot of wigs. Let me know if you have questions about Bolero. I will put a link in the description as well as to how you can get her if you're curious, if you'd like to purchase one. I did get it, like I said, from Continental Wigs. They gave her to me. But I have a code. You can use WIGSIS, WIGSIS. You'll get free expedited shipping. Normally their shipping is super, super fast. I just had a wig sister who lives in Alaska purchase a wig from them, and I think she got it in 2 days, 2 to 3 days. So it can be really fast. We've got so many issues right now with our shipping systems and our being, you know, understaffed in places. I can't guarantee that none of that will impact this, but they're usually pretty fast to ship, and that free shipping code is awesome. PayPal, if you pay by PayPal, it will just automatically do the conversion to pound sterling for you. So if you've never bought from Continental Wigs in the UK, really easy to buy from the United States, and so I wouldn't not purchase from them because you're unsure how it works. It's really simple, and I have purchased a lot from them. As a matter of fact, I just purchased a wig from them a week and a half ago. Eclat, I don't know how to say it. It's an Ellen Villa wig. I will be reviewing that one. And so I'm still a customer of theirs, and I do purchase wigs from them still. So thanks for watching, you guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got something from this, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon.